Hello and welcome back. In this series of video, we will discuss Tailwind custom plugins. A Tailwind custom plugin is a JavaScript function that extends Tailwind's functionality by adding new styles, components, or utilities. And this is carried out in the tailwind.config.js file under the plugins variables. These plugins are mainly applied to Tailwind layers of CSS classes, which includes base classes, component classes, and utility classes. The plugin functions are divided into static and dynamic functions. The static functions are add base, add component, and add utilities, while the dynamic functions are match base, match component, and match utility. Another static and dynamic functions is add variant and match variant, which is used for registering variants. Other functions you can include are theme, config, and e functions. They all do different things. Let's see how we define a function and start building a plugin. The first thing is to define a constant, call it plugin, and that will bring in the inbuilt Tailwind plugin. And then after we've defined the plugin, we'll pick the plugin and put the definition inside this plugin list. So we have plugin with open and close parentheses, and inside it we define a function that opens up with a curly brace, and inside the function parameter we put in object to define the static functions, the dynamic functions, and the other functions that you have. Let's start with static function. So let's say we want to deal with base classes. So if I want to do a base class, I'll say add base. And if I want to do component, I'll say add component. And if it is utilities, I can say add utilities. To add a base layer, I'm going to do add base, open up a parenthesis, and in there put in an object. And in that object, I will specify the base tag that I want. Let's say we want to change the way H1 works. And that will take in an object, which will specify the CSS style name. In this instance, it's going to be font size. And I'm going to make it 35 pixel. And I can do the same thing for the H2 tag and do font size and maybe give it a 25 pixel font size. This automatically changes the way H1 is styled. So if I say H1 and say heading 1, you will see that it is styled using 35 pixel. And if I say H2 and say heading 2, that also is styled with 25 pixel as we specified in our code here. We can also add a component. Let's add component and open up the parentheses, and then we can specify the component we want to add. Let's say we want to add a BTN component, and in the BTN component, we will put in the styling here. I'll give it a padding of 16 pixel. Let me make this 8 pixel, and then a border radius of 4 pixel. I'm also going to give it a border width of 2 pixel. Now let's go to our HTML and add a button and give the button a class of BTN as specified. This will automatically change the border width and height of the button. The border radius and also the border width will be specified using the plugin.